Hello and welcome to day 74 of 100 Days of Tonalism. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the study that I'm doing today is by George Inness, and it is called Indian Summer. We've done a lot of George Innes's here. I think 33, 34 of them, something like that. A third of the series, basically. We've covered a lot of his basic biographical information. I have been reading from a book by Nikolai Sikorsky called George Inness that came out in the 90s, and it's an awesome book. I highly recommend it for any of you that are interested in George Inness. It's not currently in print, but there's plenty of used copies around. I really recommend picking it up. Anyway, I'm going to read a bit from chapter 61, Europe. The period beginning in 1870 was, for Inness, one of unusual activity. He was mature as a person, 45 years old, and as an artist. Yet maturity brought neither settlement nor contentment, and for much of the decade Inness continued to move restlessly from place to place as he had done before. It began with a 4-year trip to Europe, followed by 2 years in Boston. A rumored but never consummated trip to California in 1875, and 2 years in New York. Only in 1878, when he began to live in Montclair, New Jersey, where he would live for the remainder of his life, did he finally find domestic stability. Inness's art was equally restless and unsettled, for, in contrast to earlier periods in which a single style or idea tended to predominate, he now investigated sometimes simultaneously a number of stylistic and theoretical issues. This was not, however, a period of learning, although Inness would always be open to the influence of ideas, feelings, and other art. Quote, "I have never completed my art," unquote, said Inness. He explained in 1884, and, quote, "As I do not care about being a cake, I shall remain dough, subject to any impression which I am satisfied comes from a region of truth." Unquote. One result of this openness would be the variability and unevenness, as a contemporary said, with a certain amount of exasperation. You, quote, "You do not quite know what to look for in Mr. Inness next," unquote. More often the result was an inventive vitality and creative renewability that few other artists equaled. Inness was notorious for impulsively repainting his pictures, at times changing them so radically that they became unrecognizable. You know what, I'm going to leave it there because I think we're getting close to the end of the video, but we'll pick up on this section again with our next Inness, and you know it's coming, as we got plenty more to do. We got another 26 of these studies that we're going to discuss, or in some cases I may play you some of my music. Hopefully you'll understand. It's a lot of times with artists that there aren't as much biographical information on that I've covered. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you'd like to see more of my work, go to my website, landscapepainter.co.nz. Meanwhile, take good care. We'll see you tomorrow, and stay out of trouble.